books? I wasn't.
Not yet.
Not yet? Ooh, next book for handwriting. Never not. I've been reading it, and I've really enjoyed kind of the protagonist, Ruben. I guess my middle name is Ruben as well. Because I'm not a tall, blonde, 6-foot-something guy. Can you write a book about a short, dumpy, like, dark-haired Puerto Rican kid, maybe? What was it about? I mean, you've gone on record about writing this book and kind of returning to this genre here. What did you feel like right now with this character? What was it that made you think now was the time with this particular character?
You know, I'm not sure it was the time. As a matter of fact, when I mentioned it to people, they said, well, werewolves are everywhere. You don't want to do that, you know. And I said, well, I really don't care. I mean, I'd like to do my version of it, and that's what interests me. I mean, you know, it was the opposite when the Interview with the Vampire was written. It was, how can you write a serious novel about vampires? Nobody does that, you know. So I don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing so much as whether I can write the book that I would like to read, really, and the book that I'd like to find that I can't necessarily find. So it was a suggestion that led to this. A friend, an email buddy, Jeff Easton, who produces the TV show White Collar, he just happened to mention in an email that he'd seen a documentary on werewolves, and he said, if you ever tackle that subject, I will buy the book. You know, and it just came to me right at a time when I was very dissatisfied with something I was doing. And I thought, yeah, why don't I just break off, stop wrestling with this, and do something completely new, and just, you know, make a new hero and a new cosmology, and just do something fresh. And that's really why I did it. You know, I don't know what would have happened if Jeff hadn't written that email. You know, I would have written something else, I guess.
I love White Collar, by the way. I watched that show.
Yeah, it's very clever, isn't it? Very fresh.
Is it? Did I hear correctly, but isn't there a cast member from that show that you would cast as Ruben?
Oh yeah, Matt Bomer. I mean, I was very much inspired by him physically when writing the character of Ruben. I wanted that kind of nice guy. He was very good looking and kind of humble about it, and sort of effortlessly charming. That's kind of what I saw when I was doing Ruben. You know, it's great that you can cast anybody in your novel without calling their agent. I just do it, you know. And I have yet to have anybody get angry about it, you know.
You can cast me again. I'd be happy to be in any of your novels.
Definitely.
And even if I die,
I understand. I'll make sure it's a beautiful moment.
Seriously, how often are you going to get a chance to ask her that? So a lot has changed since you first started writing, you know, writing in general. The nature of fan interaction has changed a lot. It's no longer just people writing a letter to your publisher that gets forwarded to you. Now folks can have very direct interaction with you through your website, through your Facebook page. A lot of interesting stuff goes on your Facebook page.
Right, it is very interesting. I went on Facebook simply because somebody at my publisher recommended it. This was about 3 or 4 years ago. And I had no idea how much I was going to enjoy it. I now have friends on there with whom I can talk about anything. You know, I get furious over something political, I post on it, we discuss it. I can ask them questions. I mean, I ask them all kinds of off-the-wall questions, like what do elves mean to you? What do you associate with elves? What do you think about fiction? Well, or you know, if a vampire did offer you the dark blood, would you accept? I mean, frankly, would you accept? Really tell me the truth. And I can get 1,000, you know, answers from the people at the page, and a lot of them are very good answers, substantive, thoughtful answers. So I mean, I love the Facebook page. I go on every day and I answer questions and I talk to people on the page. And there are quite a few real well-known people on the page, and I'm very fond of them. I'm fond of all of them, really.
Well, you have a lot of fan interaction, and it seems to happen at a greater clip than it might have in the past. Do you find that interaction affecting your writing?
I don't know how it affects your writing, because I think you're always struggling to write the most authentic book you can and the best book that you can, and you have to sort of reach deep inside yourself and find that really no matter what people are saying to you. At the same time, I don't see how you can be totally indifferent to what they're saying. If you run into somebody on the street or on Facebook and they make a very positive remark about your hero, something maybe you didn't think about, that's going to have some effect on you. It's bound to. And the negative remarks can have a hurtful effect too. You know, I think for some authors, I understand why they don't read reviews and why they shield themselves from fan interaction. It's just too jarring, especially maybe a very young writer just starting out. I mean, at my age, you should know really how wild all of this is, and that you are going to get all kinds of interaction. You need to take a deep breath when you hear something particularly critical and think, okay, thank you for sharing. Let's see how other people feel.
That's a good way.